Hello and welcome to What is the Backstory? I'm talking about the number one pet peeve that I have for driving, and I bet you share it too.
What's the backstory with Carlos Hardy? Yeah.
Let's get into this. In the writer's room, I have a great, amazing driver story. You're going to love it. So get ready for that. But first, let's talk about these drivers. First, let's talk about the types of drivers in the world that we all, I'm pretty sure you do too, hate. The slow driver. I mean, why are you driving so slow? I don't care if you're old, you're young, you're a different race. Come on, go the speed limit. The tailgater. Some of y'all are tailgaters. Won't y'all freaking get off my back? Get off my back. If you've gone to driver's class, you know to keep a couple spaces in between cars. Y'all on the phone. You know those drivers who are always on the phone and they're driving so slow. Some of them are driving off the road. Some of them are driving between the lines. You are a complete disaster. Get off the phone. Refusing to put your signal on. We all know those drivers who abruptly turn left or turn right and it forces us to brake. Please just put your signal on. It's really simple. Really a simple thing to do. My number one pet peeve, when you drive so fast, you almost hit my car. Both going in the same direction. You drive really fast and you pass me and you get to the stoplight. We're both at the stoplight. So you didn't go anywhere. So slow the fuck down. And the point of this show today is for you guys who are drivers who are extremely slow, who gets on everybody's nerves. You don't use your signal. Some of you are too fast. Some of you take up 2 parking spots. Come on, you got to be cognizant of other people. Inside the writer's room today, I wrote about my pet peeve in driving when you're passing someone and you're swiping their card. My story starts with Mandy. I wrote something about her having her car side swiped, and it's very interesting what happens and what she does and what it leads to. Let's go into the writer's room for today's story. It's the middle of winter in Macon, Georgia. Mandy, a woman in her early 40s, drives down a country road in a quiet part of town. Capsule-shaped snowflakes descend evenly on her windshield, obscuring her vision momentarily. She summons her wipers to help shoo away the overflow of flakes restricting her view. The cruel and chilly winter helps activate her imagination. Pleasurable thoughts of sleeping in the next few days tarry at the edge of her mind. She's taken linear highway to work for years. The smooth yet therapeutic ride helps stabilizes her anxiety this particular morning. She's been at war with her living boyfriend for the better part of the morning. She finds it difficult to relish in the beauty she usually adores on her scenic route. The fight is on a constant loop in her mind. Mandy talks herself out of turning back to give her boyfriend a piece of her mind. Her eyes settle on a candy apple Volvo in her rear view. The Volvo veers off the road, then back on again. Mandy doesn't notice. She is too busy divulging a plan of revenge when she returns home. The 2-lane highway makes it impossible for the Volvo to get past Mandy's car. The driver takes his chances and accelerates at full speed. The Volvo grazes Mandy's side mirror, scraping away the paint from its exterior. The velocity of the Volvo startles Mandy, tearing her away from her moment of rage. Her car skids slightly off the road. An exaggerated squeal erupts from Mandy's core. What the fuck? The moment transforms her. Back to her 8th grade driver's test when a Mack truck rear-ended her, sending her car spiraling out of control. The rumblings of her car's engine helps shake her free from that unnerving memory. You asshole, she bangs repeatedly on her steering wheel before flipping the bird at the passing Volvo. Her once perfect hairdo is now undone and her blonde locks dangle sparingly in her face. She pushes the strands behind her ear and accelerates after the driver. After a few long minutes, the Volvo turns down a side road that isn't familiar. She contemplates turning back, but her pride has other plans. She keeps a safe distance behind the Volvo. The Volvo abruptly stops. Mandy pulls on the side of the road out of sight. A man in black garments exits the car. Mandy grabs her phone. She began recording. Go on, a-hole. I want the world to see your face so I can post all about your reckless ass. The man scans the surrounding area, assuring he's alone. He opens the trunk. A teenage girl that's partially dressed tries sprinting from the car. The man grabs her, scolding her while dragging her back to the trunk. Mandy gasps. Her phone releases from her fingertips onto the floor. Her eyes widen like saucers. She's locked on the Volvo. Her fingertips hunt for the phone underneath her feet. Oh my God. Oh my God. The girl in the trunk screams, but her cries are silenced by the magnitude of vegetation surrounding her. With a look of concern, Mandy keeps her head lowered. What is he going to do with her? The man gets back into the car and takes a left. His car declines onto a slushy path leading towards a small barn. He finally exits the car and drags the blindfolded girl inside. Mandy sneaks down the hill towards the house. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? She dials 911. Hello? I think a guy kidnapped the girl. Hello? Hello? Her phone signal diminishes. Hello? She shoves the phone into her pocket. Just fucking great. A miniature window sits at the center of the undisclosed barn. The window is too high for Mandy to steal a glimpse. She carefully retrieves a milk crate from the cluttered yard, pulling it underneath the window to give herself height. She cautiously peeks inside. She can see the young girl bound to the bed in the corner. The mysterious man in black hovers over her. Mandy tries hard to fight away tears that are forming, but they pour down her ducts. He's going to kill her. The man turns and exits the barn. He disappears into the forest. Mandy takes her chances. She cautiously enters the barn. A burst of adrenaline saturates her veins. She reaches the young girl. Sweetie, get up. He'll be back. Let's go. The girl keeps quiet. Her demeanor seems calmer now. The room begins to grow darker. Then surprisingly, the girl smiles. Why are you smiling? We got to get the fuck out of here. Mandy notices that the girl isn't bound to the bed any longer. Wait, how did you do that? The door comes crashing open. Mandy lifts from the bed. With death looming at her doorstep, Mandy clenches her fist and readies herself for the fight of her life. Before she can take another breath, she's tackled to the floor. The girl comes from behind and pins Mandy down. He's going to kill us. Girl, what are you doing? The man pulls a machete from his pocket while creeping towards Mandy. The door slams shut. Mandy struggles to break free. You two are in this together. Welcome back to What's the Backstory. As you can see, every person who drives slow, fast, side swipes you, tailgates you, they all have a story. You have to be very, very careful about who you're going to chase, who you're going to follow, who you're going to flip the bird to, or any of those things, because you just don't know where danger lies. So for those of you that are enraged, those people who drive crazy or like to chase people on the road or like to honk their horn at people or love to do their high beams, be very careful. You don't know what people are capable of doing or what they'll do or when they'll do it. So be very, very careful. I would love to read some of your comments about some of your crazy driving stories of people on the road. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so we're at that point where I'm going to give you the tip of the day. Now, this is a tip that I hold close to me, and I'm just sharing it. You can take it or you can leave it. Be careful what you read or what you watch, especially since you are a writer. I'm very, very careful about the things that I read and I watch, because sometimes if you're reading certain things or watching certain things, sometimes that bleed into your creativity for your own work, or whatever you're writing, whether it's fiction, nonfiction. So you have to be very, very careful about the things that are similar as far as reading material to what you're potentially writing, because that can, like I say, it'll bleed over, and before you know it, you're writing Matrix 4 or Back to the Future 4, and you're like, what the hell? Like, it's the same material. There's nothing wrong with watching things. There's nothing wrong with reading things, but just be very, very careful, because sometimes your work will mirror those things that you've seen, and you think it's your work is innovative and creative, and it's not. It's just, the reboot of Full House in a different form. So be very, very careful about that. But that's Just my tip. That's my tip of the day. Be very, very careful. And I would like to thank everybody that continue to watch the videos. I truly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, just go ahead and subscribe. I think it will be a great thing. I think you'll get a kick out of the channel, and you'll have a fun time here on our channel. So please subscribe. I would love to know what your comments is about today's show, so you can leave it below. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Until next time, this is What's the Backstory. Peace.
What's the backstory with Carlos Hardy? Yeah, yeah, yeah.